Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with ChrisChamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded, what's going on around the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. New York City is in serious trouble. Zohran Mamdani, the pro-Hamas 9/11 sympathizer who said 9/11 needed to happen and that American citizens should understand the psyche of suicide bombers. This is what New York City is voting for. This is what white elitist liberals in New York City are voting for in 2025. Isn't it crazy what a forgetful memory that these white elitist Democrats in Manhattan have? Do you remember how many American citizens jumped to their deaths from the World Trade Center? Jumped. But hey, that doesn't matter. None of that matters. Let's elect a pro-Hamas terrorist sympathizer. So leading the polls right now, Zohran Mamdani is 44%. Cuomo, who I can't stand, is 25%. Silva, 12%. Mayor Adams is 7%. I can't stand the Cuomos. But guess what? I'd rather vote for Cuomo over Zohran Mamdani, that's for sure. At least he's not going to sympathize with a bunch of terrorists who decided to kill American citizens. I mean, am I asking for too much? Is that too much to ask for in 2025? To have a candidate that doesn't think it's okay to blow up innocent people? Then the idiot wants to abolish the police. Oh, what could possibly go wrong with that? Zohran Mamdani grew up rich with a silver spoon in his mouth. Never had a hard day in his life. Never worked a real job in his life. Matter of fact, he's living in a rent-stabilized apartment in Queens right now for $2,000 a month, while some single mom struggles to pay the bills, paying $4,000 a month. But that's Zohran Mamdani because that's who he is. And guess what? He's a communist. And what do all communists think is right and what should happen? They should be eating steak and lobster while the rest of us eat out of garbage cans. So not only is Zohran Mamdani a terrorist, he's a communist also. And that's a fact. When you watch him speak and his speeches, it's the communist playbook, one line after the other. He is a total piece of garbage. And I'm going to tell you what needs to happen. And it needs to happen fast. It has to be a big splash. We need somebody to really shake up the election. And you know who that guy is? That's 50 Cent, AKA Curtis Jackson. See, white liberals in New York City, number one, they can't be white. We all know that. No big deal. I could care less. So 50 Cent, he's black, came from a rough background, turned it all around. He's the American dream. 50 Cent is the American dream. He's a businessman. He understands what's good for the city, for business. Unlike Zohran Mamdani, who wants to turn America into Cuba. That's his plan for all of us. You'll say, oh, what does 50 Cent know about? He knows plenty about business. And 50 Cent, you know what I really like about 50 Cent? I pay attention to his whole crew. Young Buck, Tony Yayo, all those guys. And they come out and they say, when 50 Cent invites us to his house, he tells us, no cursing at the dinner table, no fighting in my house. And when they don't follow the rules that 50 Cent sets, he throws them out. Sometimes he never talks to them again. He disciplines them. And you know why I like that? Because that's what real leadership does. It holds everybody accountable. Something that Zohran Mamdani would never do. And we know that because he wants to get rid of the police department in New York City. What could possibly go wrong? What a great idea. Let's let criminals run wild like they do in the UK and everywhere else, England, London. And when the criminals murder and sexually assault people, we're going to have counselors come out and say, why do you feel the need to do these things? That's how Zohran Mamdani wants to handle it. 50 Cent is a businessman. He knows this is not good for business around Christmas. I know one thing. Zohran Mamdani gets elected. I love going to see the tree for Christmas. I love Christmas time in Manhattan. I love going to the theater. Love it. It's the best time to be in New York City. But if this low-life dirtbag gets elected, I know one thing, I'm not risking my life to see a Christmas tree. Why would I do that? 50 Cent, he's a leader. He understands business. He's a real tough guy. It's not an act. See, Democrats, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, they have to parade around and do this whole fake ghetto routine like they have some come-up story. Meanwhile, they grew up rich. They grew up filthy rich. Jamal Bauman does the same thing. He's from Saraville, New Jersey. The Democrats, this is a game plan that they do. They parade these characters around, and they think it makes them more relatable to the voters by pretending to be poor or from a bad neighborhood. Kamala Harris did her whole time trying to get elected. But guess what? 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, he's that guy. He lived that life. And when you really live that life, you know what happens? When you become a businessman, when you become a better man, when you're tired of nonsense, you distance yourself as far away as you can from the nonsense. See, when you're a fraud and you're not really about that life, street life, and you pretend that you are, you get closer to it. I'm not trying to take this video in a different direction, and I know a lot of you are not going to like this, but Tupac, that's a prime example. He was a poet. If you look at some of his videos when he was young, how feminine he was, and then all of a sudden, he started to make music and he wanted to get closer and closer to the streets. It was an act. And guess what? That act cost him his life. 50 Cent is really from that life. And you know what 50 Cent knows? What's good for human beings and business and everything else? Peace, law and order, and prosperity. That's what makes the world go round. If you don't have peace, you can have all the prosperity you want. Your money doesn't mean anything because every time you leave the house, your life is in danger. 50 Cent understands this. 50 Cent is a leader. He's a leader of men. He's a businessman. I don't want to hear that 50 Cent can't run New York City. But I know one guy that can't run New York City, and that's Zohran Mamdani. If you empower this communist piece of garbage even more, this is just the tip of the iceberg, what you're seeing. The things that are coming out of his mouth. It's just amazing to me, these white liberal elites who are so proud, clapping for a man like this, right? Who they want to push gay rights down everybody's throat. They want to do this, they want to do that, feminism. Zohran Mamdani, the true Zohran Mamdani, if you went to the Middle East where he's from and you brought those values there, had a bunch of men in dresses, women pretending to be men, trying to fight men in the street. If you brought feminist values to those countries, you would literally be thrown off buildings. And that's who Zohran Mamdani is. He agrees with that. He agrees with Hamas. He agrees with their actions. He agrees with terrorists. How do I know all this? Because if you shut your mouth and you just listen and you pay attention and you read, he tells you that's exactly who he is. If Curtis Jackson is the mayor, Curtis Jackson isn't taking crap from anybody. See, everybody's a gangster and a tough guy till a real tough guy shows up. So at least when criminals are acting up in New York City, Curtis Jackson's going to get on the phone to the police department and be like, hey, listen, it's Christmas time. I don't have time for the nonsense. We need businesses to make money. Lock them up. See you later. You know what Zohran Mamdani would do? Bring them Christmas books, hot chocolate, and coloring books, because that's who he is. He loves chaos. He loves pain. He loves to keep people poor. He likes to keep neighborhoods in fear, and he loves terrorists. Don't tell me it's not true, because all you got to do is pay attention to what comes out. Then Zohran Mamdani came out and said 9/11 was necessary. He also came out and said that he wants American citizens to understand the poor psyches of suicide bombers. You know what the only thing I wish for suicide bombers is that their existence is eradicated from the earth. That's how I feel about that. I really hope you see this video, 50 Cent, because the city that you love so much needs you. They don't need you next week. They don't need you a month from now. They need you right now. It's getting down to the wire, crunch time. You need to jump right in with both feet. The entire city will be energized to vote for you. The entire city. It will energize the city. Now, I'm hearing a lot of Republicans say, we want Zohran to win because it's going to help us with our elections when American citizens see how insane his policies are. So we want to sacrifice Manhattan and New Yorkers so we can win our elections. What the hell are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't want New York City to be sacrificed to a piece of garbage like this. Let's come up with a better game plan. And that game plan is 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. 50. Gotham City needs you. The city that you love, show us that you love it by serving the people of New York City. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.